Yo people, welcome back. Now, we live in this era where celebrities, actors, actresses, directors, all sorts, they either don't think about what they say or do.
What do you know?
That you're a musician. But that's why I'm interviewing you today, so I can get to know you.
So I'm a musician. What the fuck that mean? Make magic or something? What is musician?
I think you're confusing that.
Yeah, I'm not no musician.
I-
I make music. I make music. And that's not all I do. I make music, I act. I'm a TV star too, a young mogul.
Just really quick, I think you're confusing.
I'm not confusing nothing because you don't know. You thought that all I was a magician or whatever the fuck you said.
See, that's what I think you think I said. I said musician, magician.
I don't think, baby. I don't think. What is that? That's ghetto. I don't think.
Or they have zero self-awareness and end up looking delusional.
Yeah, just hope we can do another one. Can everyone write to Disney? If you could just, I'll give you some email addresses at the end. Yeah. I'll just say, Dear Disney, let's have a bit more of Obi-Wan Kenobi, please.
Or they always want to make themselves the victim. All these three things are the go-to reactions when things go wrong for someone. In today's example, we got Zack Snyder, the guy behind the absolute garbage that was Rebel Moon. I actually watched this film when it came out and it was so shit. I decided not to review it on my channel because it would literally just be an all negative review and then people would cry and say that I'm hating, but that was absolute garbage. Probably the worst film I've seen since I was a kid. Rebel Moon, I would have rather watched Sailor Moon. But anyways, the thing that had me interested was the fact that it was being dubbed as this type of new Star Wars, and Zack Snyder had even pitched it to Lucasfilm even though it got rejected. Also, just a quick reminder that part 2 is coming out in April, and to be honest, I've heard zero hype for part 2. The overall consensus for the first one was that it was garbage, and it even received a 21% review score on Rotten Tomatoes by the critics. Not that they're ever reliable, but even the audience score was 58%, which is not great. If you genuinely enjoyed the film, then I wish I could be you. Anyways, in recent weeks, we've had Sofia Boutella, the star of Rebel Moon. She came out. She said that the critics that were bashing on Rebel Moon have impacted her emotionally. And now, to be honest, her performance was all right. I didn't mind her as much. If anything, she got a crap story, but I didn't have a problem with her character, her acting, none of that. It was just quite bland and generic. Her action scenes were cool, I guess, but she suffered from having to share the screen with multiple characters, having a poor story, and everything being squashed into this first one. As for Zack Snyder, he got asked about the low reviews and everything ahead of part 2's release in April, and he said, I don't really have a rebuttal for the reviews. For whatever reason, the reaction to my movies is very polarizing, and it always has been. The movie, it doesn't seem like there's that much in it that would warrant such a visceral response. Now, that's just it. There wasn't much in the film at all. It was just a hero wants something, the hero gets the mind changed, hero meets like 4 or 5 characters along the way to defeating the villain, we travel to different worlds, meet different people, different species, one character betrays the group, and our hero ultimately defeats the villain at the end. That was basically 2 hours. Anyways, apparently Zack Snyder is also said to release an R-rated director's cut of each installment at a later date. He told Empire magazine that these cuts have, and I quote, all the gore and the hard R-ness and the nudity and the violence and the crazy shit. They're insane. It will be interesting to see what the critics say about the director's cut. That's a different kettle of fish. Now this guy, he just doesn't get it. He's a bit delusional. He's starting to become this director's cut merchant. Why not find a way to merge some of all of that into the final material? It's so stupid. He's basically releasing the same movie 2 different times. He gets to have 2 attempts at telling a story. He's losing his touch with reality, and all the things that made him great are just not there anymore. He's going outside. It just doesn't make sense. Why are you relying so much on director's cuts? No one else does this. this. And this isn't something that should be applauded. It's something that's cool if you get a one-time thing, something along those lines, but to be getting constant director's cut, Snyder's cut, Justice League, Rebel Moon, it becomes boring. What's the point of watching the first one then? In a recent interview with Joe Rogan, he even said the film earned around 80 to 90 million views so far, which he equated to mean that more people probably saw Rebel Moon than Barbie, the same Barbie which grossed 1.4 billion at the box office last year. Again, stuff like this is just reaching, it's ridiculous. This guy has lost his mind. He's trying to change the goalpost to hype himself up, and I'd honestly just think this guy's tired. He needs a break, just take one. Your fans will still be here when you come back, just sort yourself out. And now, let me give you a little spoiler of what will happen for Rebel Moon Part 2. What will happen is less people will watch it, and it will probably be a better movie than the first one. He won't be able to hide behind the number of views, but he'll find another goalpost, another metric to suck himself off. And there's just no way the second movie even gets 70 million views after 2 or 3 months. There's just no way. There's no chance. A lot of people gave it one chance, and that's that, myself included. I will not be there for the second one. It's a shame as well because Zack Snyder, he obviously has this hype. He's got the clout. He's handling big projects. Rebel Moon looks interesting off of the promo, off of the posters. The character designs don't look bad. But what we actually got was poor. Everything was just poor. It just was rushed. And there's no problem with these kind of things, but it just puts people off, especially if you're dragging Star Wars into it and you're comparing yourself from the get-go with other things. He has zero self-awareness, which is my main concern. But yeah, as always, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Drop a like on the video, sub to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you for your time and have a great rest of your day.